Okay then. As always, as with every Monday, with the brand new Music Mondays podcast, I'm excited. And Vibes and Jumping Jack Frost said, "What is wrong with you, Dan? I ain't been able to sleep, Pat. Like, I am so excited by you coming round. I'm absolutely buzzing for today. And you know why? Because I love you, right? You are one of the most flamboyant, charismatic, eccentric people the rave scene has ever had. Do you see yourself as all them things?
Yeah, I do actually. I see myself as a lot of things, you know what I mean, Bill?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, foremost, I deal with real talk.
I know you deal with real talk, and we have got 2 hours of delving in to one of the most interesting minds the rave scene has ever had. And yeah, do you know what, Pat? It's like you every weekend, and I know that you've been surprised whenever you've walked in and I've played the vocal mix of Top Buzz over the past 20 years. And you know the piece of footage that I found the other day of you and Jason?
Yeah.
In that interview, us lot were talking about the vocal mix, and you was taken aback even 15 odd years ago.
I was, Bill. Seriously.
Put your mic up close there, Pat.
I was, Bill. Seriously. Look, I looked at that video, and when you said to us, you played a vocal version.
Yeah.
Well, Jason didn't play the vocal version. He played it a couple of times.
Right.
But I used to be a bit upset. I'll be true, because like I'm part of Top Buzz. It's your MC. I'm part of the gang. You know what I mean? We should play my vocal thing.
Right.
But when you said you played it, did you see? I actually looked at Jason and said, "You see, it's a good tune." But over the last 15 odd years, you've been playing it. On Saturday, for instance, when you called me on the mic to come and sing the vocal track, and I looked out into the crowd, I was taken aback, because everybody was just singing the bars.
Yeah.
Everybody's singing it with heart, from their heart.
They know it, Pat.
They know it.
Right? Do you know the thing, right? From the moment, and it's on the decks here, and behind there is the 10-inch record, right? Is like the moment I had that record, because that version come out 93, early 93, right?
Yeah.
That was a Labyrinth anthem for me. That was like. And I can feel so much emotion in your voice, right?
Yeah.
I can feel the emotion. And now, what's really, really interesting about it is whatever emotional connection I add to the just the soul in your voice, right? And then the track is like a seminal. Top Buzz Living in Darkness is a seminal rave track, right? But now, whatever emotional connection I was feeling from the track, both for the instrumentation and your vocal, in recent months and recent times, it's become even more emotional because of Jason.
Yeah.
And when I've been going out and playing, whether it's to young crowds or to older crowds, it just goes down better, even better than I've managed to make it go down. And I just make it a thing to... It's not even intentional. It's just the spirit of you and the track, and just everything about it is just an instant reload to young and old people.
I was surprised with that video you posted, and with all the kids.
Yeah.
And there was on it. There was proper on it. I couldn't believe it. I go, the kids them know it even.
Yeah.
Our kids, they're our kids, might as well say. You get what I'm saying? And they know it. And to me, that pleases me.
Yeah.
That pleases me.
Yeah, mate. It's and I guess really like this new podcast I'm doing is like organic. I want to make it organic, like all of our lives and careers have been in music. And it's like, instead of me having a set thing of like, I'm gonna have this person this week and that person, whoever like how you was like my next person to phone. Like Jason's wife called me, said thank you Dan for sharing this. I gave you footage of like us lot 15 years ago and tagging you, and I said, Pat, you got to come up because like you and Jason and that track are just, it's like you're in my heart every weekend. Like literally you're, no, and I feel it's like, because I'm out there every weekend, like, and because we're all getting older and because we're losing people who have inspired us, been our friends, been our peers, like, I feel it's like my duty to, no matter how young or old people are, is to celebrate my friends and celebrate my heroes and my peers. And yeah, and that's why you're here, because it was just like, I've got to have Pat here, man. I've got to have Pat here, you know?
I've been in this game. I was a raver in 1998.
1988. No, you're trying to make yourself look younger there, Pat. Come on, I'm not having that,
yeah,
mate.
1988. I was a raver. You know, my friend took me to Heavens.
Right, okay.
I forgot the actual name when I first. It was the first. It's really 88. It was 88.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna take you somewhere, Pat, and you'll never regret it. And that's the best statement I ever had said to me, because I changed. I completely changed. You know what I mean? I was doing like rear groove and soul and house dances and stuff like that. And when I found the acid, I said, yeah.
That was you.
This is me. Because it was the love I felt. You know what I mean? It was about all the love and people interacting, you know, different races.
Pat, as an MC, I'm surprised you ain't in that like that.
Nah.
We need to be in it like that, because I think it's quite sensitive. Sorry to stop you there, mate.
No,
I want people to hear your beautiful voice.
Yeah. It was the interaction between people and different classes, races, you know, levels of life and all that. You know what I mean? It was really, really good. And I said, this is for me. Yeah, this is for me, and I never look back.
That, Pat, and that is what this podcast is all about. Like, I want to delve into the rave legends' minds of how they got to that point of like acid house, and then in your case the hardcore and the jungle techno. So I want to go right back to the beginning. I want to go right back to the beginning. What year was you born?
I was born.
If you don't have to say.
I'm not embarrassed of my age. I'm proud of my age.
You should be, mate.
I was born in 1959.
1959. So you are
65.
Right. 1959. You are 59, 69, 10. You are 16 years older than me.
All right.
So you have seen so much more life than me, which we can discuss. So the thing that fascinates me in all of our trajectories is our growing up around music, like the music that influenced us. What music did you grow up around?
Oh, well, I was one of the... music, I was one of the lucky ones, because my dad, you know, he had a sound system and all that. We used to play at house parties and stuff in a few clubs, you know what I mean, but mainly house parties, the reggae scene. You get what I'm saying? So that was my dad was a big influence there, because he used to make me come and spin records, right? Like the warm up. Like,
what age?
I was 12.
Wow.
I was 12.
Wow.
I was 12, so I've been in the music game 53 years.
Love that.
Yeah. He used to make me spin music till about 12 o'clock and get one of his people them to drop me home. Right. Yeah. And then when I got to 15, he let me stay on longer. Yeah. Like in the party. Yeah. So my dad was my biggest influence. Yeah. Because I had the sound system in my bedroom at one point.
Wow. And you're all from Tottenham?
Yeah, we're all from Tottenham. Yeah.
What was the sound called?
Billy the Clown.
Billy the Clown?
Yeah, he was big, he was decent. Right. You know what I mean? So I was playing his set till I was about 15. Right. And I also had a schoolboy set with my good mates. We had another sound, and they were called Rebel Hi-Fi. Wow. And I've done that for a few years, you know what I mean? But like that was a mad thing, you know, young kids having a sound. We used to have beer arguments, not me, but the brothers, the Mackenzie brothers used to have beer arguments about who's playing, selecting, you know what I mean? But like, it was a learning curve. You know what I mean?
Love that.
It was a learning curve.
Had you picked up the mic yet?
No. Not yet. But I was just part of the sound system, you know what I mean? I didn't have bars them time. It's a thing what I didn't think I would be interested in. Right. I wasn't pining to get on the mic or anything. I was just there because the boys having a rave, having our party, you know what I mean? Having
playing
a good time.
The sevens and wow. So mid 70s then, when you're 15.
Yeah.
What was Tottenham? What was London? What was life like as a teen in them times?
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It was a struggle, especially for my black people and stuff. It was a struggle for us. You get what I'm saying? But like the music was the thing what kept us together.
Yeah.
Big time, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of parties and clubs starting to happen in the 70s, and was getting freedom to express our music and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was in the 70s. Yeah, and as I said, I was with my dad and all that, and we used to do all that stuff. And then I moved on to the rebel thing, and then I moved on again to another sound.
Right.
Yeah, because my dad stopped playing it now.
What year? What year after Rebel?
Rebel 75.
Right.
Yeah, when we left school.
Yeah.
No, about 77. A little couple more years after school, and then we died.
When I was 2.
Yeah, we died out, and then we got rid of that. Everybody went their different ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, that's what I met. Then later on, a few years later, I was going out to raves and all that parties and everything, and I didn't met Mikey. I knew Mikey B.
Yeah.
I knew him, and he had a sound system called Funky Express.
Right.
So one day I popped into one of his raves, the house dance and everything, and I was drunk.
Right.
You know
Okay,
what you
yeah.
do, Bill.
I have not drunk for 7 years.
Yeah, I know, but back in the days, you know.
When I was misbehaving.
You got Dutch courage. I got a bit of Dutch courage. I picked up the mic and I was chatting some rubbish.
Right.
I mean, the jokes, I was just busting jokes,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
But everybody used to like it.
Yeah.
They like it and everything. And then the guys in the set who were there before me, they said, you need an MC name, brother.
Right.
Yeah. So I christened myself Mad P.
From them times,
Yeah,
from like
yeah,
late
before I
70s,
even got
early
acid,
80s.
yeah.
Wow. We are getting chills already, and we're only
Yeah, I
we're
christened
only
myself
12 we're only
Mad-
12 minutes in.
Yeah, I christened myself Mad P, and it stuck. And I was with Funky Express. We was together. Oh man, about 9 years, I think.
Wow. So who was in Funky Express? You,
Me,
Mikey,
and then like Deanie Rankin, Parapete.
Right.
You know what I mean, all the younger guys for us, and then help lift the boxes and them sort of people. You know what I mean? John Greenaway, Sammy Greenaway was the owner of the sound as well.
Yeah.
There was them two and Mikey. It was their set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we got so popular, Bill.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Explain to people who don't know, right? Because we get a lot of talk about sound system culture, right? So, like Sonia would tell you, I watch a lot of mid-80s reggae dances from Jamaica, right? It's like my biggest inspiration. It's what drives me as a promoter, a DJ, a music man, just the whole ethos. So you've already said there's the owner of the sound system, people who carry the boxes. Explain to people who would, because we're in a world where I turn up with my memory sticks, play.
Yeah, it's different.
You get handed a microphone, you chat, and that's it.
That's it.
Right? Explain how a sound
the
system
sound system
would run with all the different elements, people, parts, owners, DJs, MCs.
Yeah.
Explain a Saturday of setting up and then the dance happening.
First thing Mikey would do is go record shopping.
Right.
Yeah, last minute record shopping. And then he'd give us a time, he'd phone us and give us a time and say, right, we're leaving at 10 o'clock. So everybody head round to Mikey's house. The guys that carry the boxes and the owners. We had a van and everything, and we had equipment. We had all our equipment. Yeah, our decks, we had all the decks, proper decks. Everything. We had everything. It was a very good sound. It was self-efficient. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And we used to do these dances, and then it started. After we started out, it was more funky and disco sort of stuff. It wasn't strictly reggae, reggae. It was like the mix of the soul, the R&B, and all that classics. You know what I mean? Down in Jamaica and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And we started getting popular, Bill.
Yeah, I
mean,
love that.
Living popular. You know what I mean? And the dances started going on till later and later. Do you know, Bill, we used to leave our house at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, and get home maybe 11 o'clock Sunday night.
Love that.
That's how long because it became so popular, yeah? We had people from all over London.
Yeah.
All over London, even outside of London, they used to come funky dance. What they used to do, they used to go to birthday parties like that, christenings, whatever, and go and do that first, and they all head. You see, 6 o'clock in the morning, it'd be roadblock.
Yeah.
People trying to get in.
What kind of areas, places, venues?
We played mainly North London because that was our home base.
Yeah.
And we played like Stoke Newton and all them sort of places, Dalston. And then we started branching out. We were going East London, North, South London, West London. We played everywhere. And it was the only place to go on a Saturday night was to Funky Express. It was that big.
Yeah.
We had untold superstars
Passing through
and picking up the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember some of the people who used to pass through?
Ranking Dreads. I can't remember them all.
But so many.
There's so many. But if you call their names, I might say, yeah, we had him there. He's been there. But it was a lot. There was a lot. And first we had all our local MCs and singers and all that. They used to perform in it. But we got really, really big, massively big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then we decided that we need to be doing some of these dances for ourselves instead of working for people.
Right. Okay. Well,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We started doing our own dances, and which was more beneficial and money wise and all that and stuff. But like we were big. We were big.
I love that. Explain to people stringing up a sound system. These stories are legendary.
Listen,
but explain to people like stringing up a sound system.
We had first of all, get to the venue, lift the back of the van up, and we start piling out. We go and check the rooms and say, we need this, we need that for every room had to have a speakers in it. And the boys them used to just carry them in, set the boxes up on top of each other and just run the wires down to main, because it ain't like today, digital.
No, nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Run the wires all the way through windows and everything. Yeah, and they used to string up, and we had one of the younger guys. He was an electrical genius.
Right.
So he could wire up your set to make it sound better than you think it is.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He was that powerful, digital Mark. He was good. We used to have other sounds in the era. You used to hire him to come and sort out their sets, and he was really that good.
Yeah.
So when you looked at us, we wasn't with them big wardrobe speakers. We just had normal, like single speakers, boxes built well, you know what I mean? And the sound quality was tops,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And things. So that's just stringing up the sound like that, basically. Just running the speakers, the wires and everything, taping up there, you know what I mean? And getting it all done. And leave Mark to set it all up, you know what I mean?
Love that, because I've seen so many old videos where did you ever do sound clashes, or you weren't that kind of sound?
No, we weren't that kind of
name and playing the funk and the disco. You were for the girls, wouldn't you?
For the girls.
I've got you not sussed out, mate.
For the girls.
Just the name of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go and look at like old reggae sounds where like local halls and that are just literally wires going all over the place, ceiling and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's such a fascinating era to hear about, and we hear about it in books and documentaries, but very few people actually sit with someone who really was in a sound system who then went on to acid and rave. Who was like in that period, like other sound systems, who really did you check for and think, wow, they're good, they're next level.
Shaka,
Shaka,
Coxon, Fat Man, Tadese, they're all top sounds in the area.
Yeah,
they're all top sounds and up and coming sounds like ourselves and all that, and Mysteries and Funkadelic, and sounds like that, because they all played kind of the soul-y part of the dance. You get what I'm saying? The rear grooves and all that, and the bit of the reggae.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like when we used to come Funky Express, we used to have a set of people. They used to come at like 12 o'clock.
Young
kids.
Yeah.
Because that was the time we played the disco and the soul.
Yeah.
And it used to be like Paul Anderson days.
Paul Trouble. Me and Frost were talking about Paul Trouble Anderson.
Yeah.
DJ, God, legend, hero.
God,
like,
my hero too.
Like literally the DJ's DJ,
Yeah.
the entertainer's entertainer, the just anyone who don't know Paul Trouble Anderson, look up Paul Trouble Anderson.
Because with Paul, when I was with Rebel, the Mackenzie brothers taught him how to mix. They were the ones that taught Paul how to mix. He come around their house, because we was all friends, they were my friends, and Paul used to be there mixing down till he got it right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so that's where Paul learned how to mix, with the Mackenzie brothers from Rebel Hi-Fi. Basically, yeah.
Was you at that time, between like during school and that time period of like the mid 70s to mid 80s, was you well behaved geezer?
No,
was you naughty? Was you mischievous and wayward? Go on.
Listen, Bill. I'm coming from Tottenham, mate.
Yeah.
I'm coming from Tottenham, and I ain't even embarrassed. I was getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I was getting in trouble. You know what I mean? All sorts of trouble. Nicking bikes, this, that, shoplifting, you name it. I've done it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was the way of life. You know what I mean? The way I also done a lot of work as well.
Yeah,
like,
what jobs did you
I worked in greengrocer stalls, greengrocer shop, private like things, you know what I mean? I worked in factories.
Yeah.
I done tailoring, painting and decorating I moved to. You know what I mean? I've done all the work, but I still being a naughty boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still being a naughty boy and getting in big trouble and all that. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not embarrassed about my past. It's the way of the life.
Of course we have to celebrate our past and where we
Learning.
get to. Yeah. So with the sound system side of things, was you literally you did the whole sound system thing and then Acid House was
then
like
Acid
bam.
House, yeah, because I was at one of them sound system things that I wasn't Funky Express. It was another set, but I popped in. It was coming from somewhere. We popped in, but when we popped in there, I've got a few mates. They're standing up opposite, and they look funny.
Right,
they're looking funny. They can't hardly stand up. They're looking funny. They look like they're on cloud 9. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. If it looked to me. So I goes, what's the matter with you lot? He goes, Pat, I'm going to take you somewhere and you'll never regret it. Best statement I ever heard. I never regret it.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Did you when you went to your first acid party, did you get on one?
Yeah, of course I did. Because that was, as soon as I got in there, it's 25 quid them days.
Right. Do you know what, Pat? I put a video up, right, saying that's how much pills were back then, and people go, no, they weren't.
Yes,
They were 20s and 25
20
quid.
and 25 quids all day long.
Your brother Paul, for those who don't know, your half brother Paul.
Yeah.
So Pat's stepbrother is Paul Ibiza, who runs the legendary
Ibiza Records.
Ibiza Records, pioneering Ibiza Records. Was Paul in your sound system days?
No, he used to come to the parties and all that and everything. But this is what happened to Paul now. Yeah, I went to that party, and the guy said he's going to take me somewhere. I've gone to the party.
Yeah,
they've gone to the rave, innit? And it's me, I think it was my brother. Me and my brother went, and somebody else, I can't remember. And we went with our friends.
Right.
Yeah, what it was, there's heavens, yeah, but there's upstairs, there's a door where security used to sit. And if you go through that door, you're going to a hip hop club.
Right.
So because of the front door in heavens, they were a bit, you can't come in, you can come in, you can't come in, you can't come in. So what we had to do, pay to get into hip hop, and then give the doorman upstairs a tenner or so to let us into acid. That's how I first got into acid.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
I first got into acid. So we paid this man the balance of the money. He's let us in. So anyway, he's let us in. And I thought, I'm new to this. I'm looking about. I see all the psychedelic clothes and all that. And I think, yeah, man, I need some of that, man. Because I fell in love. I've heard my E, and I fell in love. So I said, you know what? Camden's the place to go. You know what I mean? So I ran up to Camden and I bought. I'm looking about. I found a guy selling acid clothes, the bandanas, the psychedelic trousers. I was in. So when I went up to the store, he's got a mate there, and the mate's looked at me and he's gone. You know what I mean? I know you. I go, no, you don't. He goes, did you come to Heavens?
Right, and he recognised you.
Yeah, he recognised me from Heavens. And I said, yes, I went to Heavens. I come there with a couple of mates. He goes, and we sat down there chin wagging for about an hour. In the end, he said to me, Pat, come down next week. Come straight to the front and you're in.
Yeah,
so I said, can I take my missus? He goes, yeah. So me and my missus went down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Pat, you said like in the 70s it was really hard for you as a black man around Tottenham. Yeah. In the 80s, did it got worse?
Got worse. Because riots and things and all that started in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, even at Notting Hill Carnival and what happened to my mum and all that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it got worse. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Do you want to explain to people what happened with your mum? Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, go on. Well, what happened? They had the Tottenham riots in 1985.
Yeah.
Where police has come into our house and they pushed my mother over and she died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into any more than that. They pushed her over and she died. And we had a riot and it kicked off. And a few people got put away for it. A few people never, you know what I mean, got off it, you know what I mean. But like, it was very
traumatic.
It was very traumatic because, you know, my mum wasn't small.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She wasn't small. For that policeman, he was a local dickhead. Yeah, that policeman, for him to push her over, he did push her over because my sisters were there, my brother was there, they all saw it. You know what I mean? And he got let off basically.
Because the whole thing, the Broadwater Farm riots,
yeah, that's it.
It's a pivotal cultural moment.
It was a moment
in London history. It's a pivotal moment. And how did that change you as a man at the time?
Oh man, it changed me big time. But the blessing was I did find acid.
Yeah.
3 years down the road.
And I guess really like that's why I just wanted to. Obviously, you don't want to delve too much into that part, like you said. You ended it like this is what happened to my mum. But I guess really what I was alluding to, because I know that story of your mum and what happened in the area. So when you discovered the acid house, so obviously in the press, in the media over the years, the stories when it celebrated that black and white and it changed culturally, like sitting here with Pat, as I see it, a man who comes from the sound system culture that everyone celebrates, a man whose family was ultimately went through absolute turmoil that caused a real British kind of like landmark moment in time. Then you discover Acid House. Yeah. So sitting next to me is a man who culturally and through the decades has been and experienced pivotal moments that the books and the magazines and films talk about. Yeah. Explain how you view, as a black man who had been through all that stuff, the euphoria of Acid House, because you are if anyone's going to explain the transition from the riots to the heartache to the turmoil to wow, I'm going to go and dress in all these psychedelic clothes.
Yeah.
And explain that to me, Pat, from your psychological point of view and what you was feeling in the 80s.
Well, at the time, I was with Funky Express.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was getting a bit dark, Bill.
Right, okay.
The scene was getting a bit dark. You know what I mean? And I thought...
When you say dark, what do you mean?
Bill, man. I mean dark.
Gangs, trouble.
Trouble. Bill, I'm telling you. They to come Funky Express, we'd be behind the decks. We'd get up to 6 shoe bags.
Right.
All of them had shooters in them.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm not in lying. All of them had shooters in them. And they say, put that down for us, put that down for us. You get what I'm saying? And it got dark.
Yeah.
A few little killings with ranking dread business and all that, cuttings up and shootings and this and that. I said, I need to get away from this.
Right.
I said, it's time to go. So that when the acid came in, I left. But I did go back and tell Mikey.
Right.
I said, Mikey, I found this thing called acid. You need to come and have a look and see what's going on. We need to switch on. We need to get piece of it because we can do it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And the same with Paul. I went to Paul and said, Paul, this acid thing's big, you know. You know what I mean? This acid thing's going to be big.
Early 80s, this? Early 80s.
Early 80s. Not early 80s.
Early 88, sorry, mate. I meant early 88.
Yeah, early 88, yeah. I went to both. I went to Mikey and I went to Paul. I said, we need to get involved in this. So Paul, like, you know, he's up for anything. You know, we try anything. Any way you can make money, you make it legally.
Yeah.
You know, so in that case, I said that's illegally.
Because of the warehouse parties.
It's a warehouse parties. You know what I mean? BP petrol station and all them stuff. He put on his first rave. I wasn't even on the bill.
To your brother,
Yeah. I don't know what happened, but I wasn't on the bill. But after that, I was on everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I started like working for him. You know what I mean? And promoting. Because I was doing a lot of promoting before I was just going to start to turn DJs.
So, Pat, so what was your... I'm just kind of working this out in my head, right? So your brother's first parties were 88?
88,
Fantastic
yeah,
Ibiza?
88, yeah.
Yeah, I always just
the
remember...
first one.
I always remember Fantastic Ibiza Flyers with them two.
Yeah.
Mike West, who was Rebel MC.
Yeah.
And also, where like my family from Tottenham and from Wood Green and were greengrocers, some of the lads who worked on the stall, your brother used to come up, and Paul Chambers' name was like Paul Chambers, warehouse promoter. You know, like your brother's name as a promoter was like legendary around North London very early. Very early. What was your first gig? So you was a DJ on the sounds. Then you started.
I was emceeing.
Then you started picking up the mic on the sound system. Mad P.
Yeah.
Then the acid come along.
Yeah.
When did you first entertain on the mic at an acid party?
Well, at first, to be honest, I had decks and everything, but I couldn't mix.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and they weren't happy, Jason and Mikey, because I couldn't mix. I wasn't picking it up.
When did Jason come into the frame with you
Jason
guys?
come into the frame when he came out to Heavens one night.
Right, so from day dot, bam, and had Jason been going to the sound?
No, but Jason had been listening to the tapes.
Right.
At school.
Right.
Go to school, you know, all these gangers. He got a little Greek boy in the middle with the Funky Express Day, the latest Funky Express Day. And he told us all this. So he knew about me and Mikey.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So then Jason comes with you all on your first lot of acid parties that you go to?
Because we met him up to Evans.
Right.
And we exchanged numbers and everything. And we decided, let's do a Top Buzz.
In 88, 89, you were
88,
top,
yeah. 88, 89, because we was going Clapham Common. Remember Clapham Common days?
Yeah, people used to go there, didn't they, after the
raves, yeah. And then, like, our brethren, Monty goes, God, man, this is like a Top Buzz, mate.
Right.
Yeah, and we go, yeah, we can use that name as DJs.
So that's how it
came about.
Right, so you, Mikey,
and Jason.
88, 89, the name Top 88, 89, the name Top Buzz come about. So all you hardcore heads who think it's just jungle techno
No,
it
was way before.
It goes to the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So what was the three of yours first set?
It's for a lady, a friend of ours, we're still friends today, it's Catherine Holgate. She put us in a little club opposite Astoria.
Right.
It's just across the road from Astoria, you go down.
Right.
I've got the name of it.
Was it Milk Bar? Was it Milk?
Milk Bar or something like
Milk
that.
Bar.
I believe it was. I can't remember exactly the club, but I'm sure it was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was her dance, and she was our first. She gave us our first job.
Right.
And then
was your brother booking you?
No, he wasn't ready yet. He hasn't come yet.
Right.
He was just scouting and looking about and going to the dance, going to the raves. He got into the raves, but he never actually put on a rave. As soon as he got into it, he goes, yeah, he's going to put on a party.
Yeah. Can you remember the first lot of tunes you played? Jason and Mikey were playing, and how's your memory?
Wow.
In that period,
Anything monkey see, monkey do.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. West Ham, remember that tune? Remember that was like a big tune, wasn't it?
Because I was buying the tunes because, like I said, I was trying to be a DJ.
Right.
But I couldn't mix. But I can't, for the love of me, I can't even remember them, half of them. You know what I mean? And they all got warped.
Right.
All my
Well,
tunes
just
got
mentioning West Ham, Monkey Say, Monkey Do gives me the moment in
Robert
time.
Owens.
It tears. It gives me the absolute moment in. I get the moment in time. That's why I always ask people, can you remember what tunes you played? Then I can frame myself and my inquisitive.
That was a big tune. Big tune.
It was a
tune,
massive tune. Monkey Say. West Ham, Monkey Say, Monkey Do. If you don't know it, it was a huge tune in like early to mid 89, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So your brother runs and put on the infamous Fantastic Ibiza events. That if you was a North Londoner, well, I was young. I don't mean to rub it in, but I am much younger than Pat. So I was just like this fascinated 14-year-old working in a record shop and knowing and working on the markets and hearing your brother's name and I actually remember Paul Trouble Hanson going up and down Wood Green High Road on his skates with his radio blaring out his tapes. Do you remember when he used to do that around Wood Green and Tottenham? So
I used to go skating, Bill.
Yeah,
we used to go to Camden. Roller skating at Camden.
Yeah.
And we just skate back from Camden all the way as far as Tottenham.
Yeah.
And when we were going along Camden Road, people were branching off. Paul used to branch off at Finsbury Park. My brother branched off at Finsbury Park. We just continued skating.
Mate, I remember, like, because I was fascinated by I spent most of my days bunking school and standing in Music Power Records in Green Lanes, which was the local shop everyone in Wood Green.
Do you remember me from there, Bill?
Well, maybe not. Probably.
I was there all the time.
Yeah,
I was serving behind the counter.
Well,
with Chris.
Mate, I still hear from
Jinxie.
Chris. Jinx. Oh, that was early 92. That was early 90s time when it jinxed. I'm talking like the mid to late 80s times, and like, I was just like a young 14-year-old boy just fascinated with the world around me, but everyone was so out of touch because they were all so much older, but my connection was via Music Power Records. But it was a fascinating time when so your brother Fantastic Ibiza, explain his parties, his warehouse parties, and when you lot first started playing, like they had the Fantastic Ibiza in 2000 AD. Tell people about his parties and then his biggest ones. And
Paul started. We had a warehouse. It was a reggae club warehouse thing, yeah. And the geezer had a reggae club upstairs, and he had another venue downstairs, which was like a warehouse thing, but a mini one. You get so Paul started his first one there. We used to have the meeting points like BP petrol station. Let's head to BP petrol station. And then we used to do meeting points to find out where Ray's was and all that. So that's how Paul started, and it was in Stone Union. That was his first one, and it went all right. You know what I mean? He started done a couple more, and it started getting bigger. Then he met Phil. 2000 AD. You met Phil. They're all Tottenham as well.
Yeah, they're all Tottenham. They're all Tottenham.
All Tottenham and around, and we met them and we linked up with them. And
you thinking King's Cross?
King's Cross. I wasn't too sure of. Phil was at King's Cross with us.
Well,
Phil was at King's Cross.
No, legend goes because I've had back, like, I know Phil. We all know Phil really well, but Phil always says, and he said in my book that when Ibiza in 2000 AD were doing King's Cross, Phil was banged up inside. So his 2000 AD was being used like with his partner.
His partners,
he was partners with
John.
the other guy. Yes,
John.
Yes. Phil tells that story in my book. So
that's what
you lot were having these massive. Explain King's Cross, Goodsway,
Listen,
the area that Bagley's is in. Tell them about what Goodsway was.
That place. Because it was now. This thing is hot now. The acid thing is hot now. And we've got hold of the Bagley's warehouse sort of thing, and we used to play the coppers.
Listen, this is way before Bagley's. Bagley's come around.
Yeah, way before Bagley's.
Like the area that Bagley's is in.
Yeah.
Right, Pat's brother. 2000 AD, they had a huge warehouse, but years before Bagley's happened.
Years before Bagley's, we had this huge warehouse. And funny enough, Everson had a warehouse around the corner.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah? Everson had a warehouse around the corner from us. And but the two raves were ram.
Yeah.
Both of them were ram.
How many people did
Man.
Thousands, wasn't
Thousands, man. That place hold about 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Easily. And the thing about it was glass roof.
Yeah.
And when it was hot,
it
was hot. You know what I mean? It was hot because the sun used to blaze through in the morning. You know what I mean? And so you can imagine 3,000 people off their tits. And you know what I mean, this sun's coming through. We used to hand out daffodils, and for people coming in, they just pin it on their clothes and all that. You know what I mean? But it was such a movement. We didn't really have to. We had to say the next one is next week.
How many weeks did it run for over there?
Oh man, before they closed it down, we've got about 4 raves out.
Yeah. So basically, again, right. We're in North London right now. We're talking about King's Cross, North London. We're talking about like an amazing story born out of Tottenham. With Pat, his brother, Jason, Mikey. So over in East London, lots of people would talk about like Genesis,
yes, yeah.
But if you were from North London, basically, Fantastic Ibiza in 2000 AD was to North London what the buzz of Genesis was, right?
To East London,
that's all. As North Londoners, like that's all you heard. And like Frost last week said that like they was all from South London. They didn't check East and North London events. They were just pure South London.
Yeah.
And the same goes for North Londoners, right?
Yeah.
So it was like eventually like this thing grew and we'd all like you'd all go up and down the country into different areas. But in that inception, people were doing things in their areas, right?
Yeah, mainly. Yeah. The promoters were. We had a bit of problem with Genesis and all that. They come to King's Cross and it,
right,
but they were shocked.
And what they wanted to like muscle in,
but muscle in, they were shocked. All these black guys and then we had the white guys as well. So we was double bubble up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they behaved themselves and they come and party.
And
that's when I thought, this is it. This is how it should be. You know what I mean? Instead of negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they didn't come cheap. Whereas didn't come cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like they were brilliant. You couldn't beat. Like I said, Everson had rave same day as us, round the corner, and that was packed as well.
Yeah.
So the movement was good.
Yeah, I
you
love
know
that.
what I'm saying? And I used to be on RJR radio.
RJR radio.
I used to be on RJ. I got a slot in RJ radio. Couldn't mix, but I used to go in there. I used to have 2 shows, Saturday and Sunday. That's all we needed.
Yeah, to advertise in North London and get thousands of people.
Thousands of people, and I had a big following. Even though I couldn't mix, I had a big following, and it was good. It was good,
mate. You're taking me right back to the olders around me who used to go there.
Yeah, it was good.
To my relationship with your brother over the years and Phil and like the love and respect I have for what they did there. And like trust me, mate. Everyone who was older than me who went out, they all went to that event.
Yes, they did.
Everyone in North London who discovered raving went to Ibiza for 2000 AD. And before we progress on a bit, tell me about the venue in Broadwater Farm that your brother used to do.
Black Woman.
Right. So basically, I love this story, which Joe Labyrinth tells in my book, and your brother's told at my rave stories.
Yeah.
So because of like the police ended up not really wanting to go into Broadwater Farm. They was holding raves at the Black Women's Centre. So explain that time of like putting on the acid parties.
It's more like a school building or something.
Right.
But it had a massive hall. And that's when we joined up with Labyrinth. Yeah. We started doing things with Joe because we done Ladbroke Grove with Joe.
Yeah.
That was a dusty old rave. But this Black Women's Centre was like a school.
Yeah.
And oh my God. All the farmheads were in there.
Right.
All the farmheads were in there. And they didn't know about acid. They heard of acid, but they didn't know, they haven't seen it. And like, there's a lot of them in there, and like, and I was like, these people are mad. These people are mad. But we had some brilliant times in there, man.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really, really good.
Yeah, and your memory's brilliant because because I'm close to the Labyrinth and because Joe's written in my book and stuff like that. You've just gone Ladbroke Grove.
Ladbroke Grove.
Explain to people that event.
This warehouse. Nobody noticed it in the day when we went looking and having the butters and having it. But when the night time come, you had all them people in there. We came out all in dust.
Right.
Everybody, up your nostrils, in your ears, in your eyes. It was everywhere. It was mad. We was all dancing in this dust.
Yeah.
And nobody cared.
What was the process of finding a warehouse and breaking into it?
I can't remember breaking into one though, Bill.
What you like?
I think we got all our kind of semi-legit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, King's Cross, we paid money for that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we had to pay backhanders for that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't know how the dealings of the Ladbroke Grove. Black Woman Centre we got. Because it was ours. It was ours. Where we're from. They let us do it. They want to make money, we want to make money. You get what I'm saying? But I can't remember actually going somewhere and breaking in.
Right.
That's the truth. I can't remember.
Yeah. I love that. So I've seen you in the past talk about things like Sunrise and Energy and those 89 big field raves.
Yeah.
Like, what are your memories of them?
Oh, man. Well, me and my brother Paul, I remember going Sunrise, man. I don't know if anybody remember this venue. It was somewhere just outside of London. It was. But when we got there, it's like, is it horse manure pellets?
Right.
They had mountains of it. In one part of one warehouse, they had mountains of this horse dung thing. And people were dancing in it and they were boogieing down with it. Old Bill was dancing around it. It was really, really, they were beautiful.
Yeah.
They were beautiful. Sunrise, Energy, they were beautiful. Raves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the one they kept, that's the one where the news clocked on. That was biology, sorry. When the news clocked on with the helicopters and say, look at all these mad people, blah, blah. But nobody was mad down there. Everybody was just having a good time.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. They were brilliant. I mean, Adamski and all them people, you know what I mean? You know, it just got popular and popular. And, the music was getting better.
Yeah, I can see the passion.
Yeah, man,
like,
the music was
you
better.
look back on that era and it changed your soul and your spirit.
Changed my soul. You know what changed my soul? It was the vocals.
Yeah.
The vocal tracks.
Yeah, phase 2 reaching and all that stuff.
It was the vocals, they killed me, you know what I mean? It's all love and dove, lovey-dovey, everybody hugging up everybody. It's completely different from now. There was nobody robbing anybody. I mean, that come a bit later. But there's nobody robbing anybody. It was like peace and love. Yeah. You know what I mean? You might go somewhere with your mates and you don't see them for the next 6 hours, but you're safe.
Yeah.
When you finally meet back your friend, everybody says, "What are you doing?" They're not talking to people.
Because the trouble was more behind the scenes when it was rival promoters and just stuff like that. But I've always said wherever there's like hedonism, drugs, money, you're gonna get trouble. But I love your fondness of the whole, smile on your face and the glare in your eye, mate.
The best times, man. Seriously, you can't beat them. You know what I mean? And then everybody that missed that era, I'll say 88 to 92, 93. You know what I mean? Golden, mate.
When did Top Buzz kind of like you, Mikey, Jason going to the raves, playing some sets? Was Mikey and Jason doing RJR with you?
No, it's just me. It was just me doing RJR. So we started. Then we were just doing we got a couple of events here. But you know who actually helped us a lot?
Go on.
MC Chalky White.
Chalky White, yeah.
Yeah, because he was on all.
We need to get Chalky here.
You do.
Yeah, Chalky needs to come.
He got enough.
He's got too many stories. He needs 10 parts.
Yeah, 10 parts. But Chalky, he clocked onto us. He knew of us.
Yeah.
The Funky Express stuff and all that. And he goes, nah. You lot of DJs? We said, yeah. He goes, don't worry, I'll get you some jobs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he literally said, oi, you, get off. We'll put my boys on.
Yeah,
wow.
It
was literally that. It was like a bully thing.
Right, Chalky a bullet. Oh, I ain't having that on Chalky.
No, we ain't booked, Bill. We're not booked.
So you lot were just going around.
We just had our records, and they say, "Yeah, you're going on there. Bring your records. Bring your records." You get what I'm saying? And we just play, and then everybody started booking us. Then we got the bookings.
What are your? When do you think, out of '89, when do you think Top Buzz really started? Like, right, we're Top Buzz. We're on flyers. You're no longer bullying people to get on the decks.
The decks and all that. It wasn't us. It was Chalky.
Right, Chalky. I'm ringing you, and we got Brian G next week. You can come on the week after because I want to know about this bullying.
Right? We called him. Jason named him our Bandulu manager.
Right.
Yeah. He was our first manager. Yeah. He was our Bandulu manager. He used to throw people off the decks.
Wow, Chalky. Right. Yeah. We are hearing things today, mate.
But you know what? I loved him for it now.
We love Chalky. We're proud. We're proud of
very
Chalky.
good friends, me and Chalky. You know what I mean?
We're very proud of Chalky.
Very proud of him. He knew talent when he saw it. You know what I mean?
So yeah, when did you hit the ground running and start seeing Top Buzz on flyers and what venues?
We was getting a few little jobs and everything. Well, things were happening. We was getting jobs, but you know, Bill. Another reason is because we were dealing.
Right. Okay.
When I went top, we started dealing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, and that helped us as well.
Right.
Yeah, we got a lot of work through the dealing. Because they say, we're DJs now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they say, yeah, that's a Top Buzz. You know what I mean? You know, we've done very well out of that.
Yeah. And what year would you say? 89,
89, 90, yeah, going in there. Till Mikey went away.
Right.
He got busted, and me and Jason decided to knock that on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't, if I'm MCing now, I've given up the decks. I said, right. Because I said to them, we got a secret weapon. And they goes, what? I goes, me get back on the mic.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So he goes, yeah, let's try that. And that worked.
Right.
It worked. You know what I mean? And they said, yeah, we'll keep it like that. Them two DJ and I'll do the MCing. Because obviously I'm coming from Funky Express.
Of course, yeah.
Then,
so London 1990, you was at like 1991 Astoria, all kinds of places.
Yeah, was it Astoria? You know, Astoria. We've played in some funny places, army barracks and along the Thames.
Yeah,
we've had some funny places. We was getting work where it was happening. We was getting involved.
Yeah,
you know, down was that club down on Kings Road? Back in the day.
Kings Road.
I forgot the name. It's every Sunday, I think it was.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember
yeah,
flyers,
Crazy Club.
Crazy Club.
Yeah, we were doing Crazy Club because they used to do a story as well.
Yeah,
and we became good friends with them.
Yeah.
We became friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the promoters, we became friends with them.
Yeah.
Through our other activities. You get what I'm saying? So they said, yeah, man, come, man. Come play it there. Come play here. Come play there. You get what I'm saying? And that was the London scene. Like I said. But then, we went out to Heavens one night. And Jason met Neville.
Yeah. Big shout to Neville.
Big shout
Soldier. To Neville, right? Yeah. Amnesia House on Saturday was magic. Was absolutely magical vibes. So you met Neville?
Yeah, I was there, but I didn't actually meet him because I was doing something else. And they give him Mikey got a tape out of the car. They give it to him, to Neville.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a few words, chat. He says he's a promoter from Coventry, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So we give him a tape and then boom.
He
booked us.
Right. What year?
I know the gig, Brighton, but I can't remember. Is it 90 or 90? I think it was 1990. One of Neville's first legal raves, I think.
Yeah, Neville fascinates me. Neville is like the Midlands version of Joe and Phil and Andy Swallow. And he's that. I love him.
He's
I love him. He's a Coventry man. I love him. Because you've always celebrated Amnesia House as like without that, Top Buzz wouldn't have gone to the next level outside of
London.
Outside of London, and I know just in my close circle of like producing mates like T Cuts. Swank Out, Pete Cannon, Jay Cunning, they idolise what you you guys did with Amnesia House. It's like literally a catalyst and an inspiration to them, you know, like that they hold those sets and that period. Yeah, so that was a real turning point for you.
Yeah, it was a big turning point because like Neville give us the booking. He got us down for 10 o'clock early set.
Right.
Yeah. And we've gone on. I think they played about 2 or 3 tunes, if that. And Neville comes up and goes, right, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take you off.
Right.
And put you on later. So we said, fair enough. So we stopped playing. We folded up our bags and everything. And we went on later. When there was even more people in there now. Because it was packed when we was playing anyway. But it got heaving. And we smashed the granny out of it.
Yeah.
And I was MCing as well. You know what I mean? We smashed the granny out of it, man. And he said, look, stick with me and I will get you work around the Midlands.
Yeah.
So everybody had to go to Neville.
Because, I just, like, you were just so, even though you were Tottenham lads, you were just so synonymous with the Midlands.
Yes,
like,
yes.
So, like, Midlands literally adopted Top Buzz.
Yeah. That's how I call it the home city. I went to actually live in Birmingham for a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? I left home and I went and lived in Birmingham for a year. But it's was at a story one day, a groove rider comes in. I go saying, where are you coming from, Ryder? He goes, Coventry. I said, Coventry? You know, wow, what are you doing up there?
Yeah, what are you doing up there?
So far up there. He goes, boys, that's where it's happening.
Right.
The Midlands and up north. Yeah, he said up north, that's where it's happening. Get on it. You know what I mean? And then we met Neville. Yeah.
So what sort, in your first sets for Amnesia House, what kind of stuff were you playing? What kind of tracks can you remember? I know you can remember one. Like, I ain't having that.
Oh, come on, Bill, man.
Have I done you there?
Yeah, mate, because after I stopped DJing...
Yeah, that was it. You just...
I collected a few more records,
yeah.
But then I stopped following who's this and who sings that and who makes that. I just forgot that side of the game.
Was it hardcore? It was hardcore.
It was hardcore.
It
was a bit of the acid, still a little bit of acid when the hardcore was coming in. You get what I'm saying?
And the bass and the breakbeat, and it got a bit faster.
And then the Joey Beltram stuff and all that.
Yeah,
I mean, but I can't remember. I just, like I said, I just didn't take no more notice of that. I had all my records and, you know what I mean, my decks and everything, but I just didn't take notice.
Because even like you say, you fell in love with the acid house from doing all your sound systems, but you've always just had such a natural ebb for hardcore. Like I've always felt that you, Jason, Mikey, the whole thing, you was really natural with hardcore. What do you think caught you with it, with the hardcore music?
The hardcore and the way we went was in Clapham Common, yeah. And we've got a new manager now, Monty.
Right.
So he goes, Monty's off his sticks. He goes, no, and Para P, my sidekick to this day, is still with me. Big up Para P. He goes, boy, you can't hear it. You can't hear it. I said, hear what? He goes, the jungle and the little techno.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And we start listening to it properly. And like, oh, yeah, mate, you're right, you know. Yeah. So we kind of we were finding stuff with a kind of beat, with a dance where you can dance, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're trying to find that kind of style of records. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so whenever we're doing like the hardcore, we played some of it, but then we was drifting away from it
and getting some B-lines
and some tough old tunes, you know, reggae riffs, and you know what I mean. With Paul's on it now with the jungle techno, you know what I mean. And we just like, because Paul gave me all his tunes.
Yeah, the first time I personally heard the word jungle, not jungle techno, but I'm going to quiz you in a minute about jungle techno, was Randall on Centreforce. He would, in '89, he would play like New York house music that was the dub versions. Which had the deeper bass and more instrumentation.
Yeah.
And he did, you know, he was taking like that reggae sound system thing of jungle, like when the word jungle was using it, and he would say over the top of like the dub house of the time, like, you're locked into jungle music, the sound of the jungle. And that was the first time I heard the word jungle. But it wasn't used in a way to say this is jungle music, because jungle as we know it come some years later. But people were already taking terminologies from reggae and sound system and putting it into that. When did you, so your mates started saying, the jungle, the techno. When did you start saying jungle techno on the mic and this vibe manifesting?
They got it on record as 91.
Right, okay.
On the first time the tapes are out now, and I just said the word jungle techno because we was kind of using it amongst ourselves. You get what I'm saying? And so I was saying 91. I believe the first tape with it on. Yeah,
the first time you started.
Yeah, staying it on the mic a lot because we were getting more of them fatter beats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we said, jungle techno.
Define jungle techno.
It's just a matter of the reggae influence with the Joey Beltram influence, if you get what I'm saying, and you merge them together. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't know, it started making it. You get what I'm saying? But like, we first come with it.
Yeah.
And to us, it was a bit of the reggae and a bit of the Beltram.
The 4/4.
Yeah. And it had a little wine on it. You get what I'm saying? You can dance to it.
Yeah.
And feel good. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where it comes from.
Yeah. When do you think the pivotal, out of like 91, 92, 93, when do you think the pivotal of jungle techno manifest into a sound that was like uniquely Top Buzz, uniquely?
I would say 92 into 93.
Yeah.
93 was the peak.
I would say as well, yeah.
93 was peak because everybody was on it. You're getting like your Ratties and Fallout, your SS and all, everybody just making beats, jungle techno beats. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so I would say 92, 93.
Yeah, me too. Because just those words, jungle techno, they arouse such an aura in people of like, if you're a music man or woman, or if you're like deep into your 92, 93 records, there's something about that coinage, jungle techno, that really like arouses nostalgia and like wow, that is like that's the deeper side of old school and hardcore and rave. And I think of Doc Scott, Nasty Habits. I think of Ron Wells. I think of Top Buzz. I think of Ratty, Tango, R.I.P. Like, I just think of like a certain vibe and sound, and then I connect that. Then I connect that back to you guys as like a pivotal, like, purveyor of that, and it is like a really magical moment in time. And then it kind of like it had a darker. It wasn't just dark; it was futuristic.
Yeah.
What do you think caught as it got into that 93? What do you think caught you and the way it suits your lyrics and your personality?
I think the spirit of the tunes, man, they're different. You know, all the big drops and the breakdowns and everything. It was all like haunting and, you know what I mean, melodical haunting. You know what I mean? I just thought it was like brilliant. We thought it was brilliant.
Mystical. It had like a mystical
to it, yeah. Like you was reaching for the spirits and stuff, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just take you away on a nice level.
Yeah. Because, you know, it does, like, people and music and their connections to music fascinates me. Because, like, I'm a geek. So knowing, like, what you being on sound systems, knowing your acid house experiences, knowing your life experiences, like knowing the spirit in your voice. Like, I hear emotion in your voice, whether it's on a song or whether it's when you're talking up there, you know, just jumping on for me for 3 or 4 minutes. There's a spirit, and I think like the whole jungle techno of that 94 really like captures you. Like there's just some, you know, like Skibbity on drum and bass. It's just like, or Shabba on drum and bass. They're connected to it, and
but it all connected because the jungle techno went into the jungle, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. and because and DMB, because everything was being blended in.
Yeah.
And then they came out and the DMB became DMB. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it first started, the DMB was cut like that as well.
Did you, Jason and Mikey, realise you had some magic with jungle techno, or were you just vibing, just like?
I knew it was good. I knew it was good. It was good. We're doing a good thing. It was a different genre for me, which was like it was one of my. It is my favorite genre.
Yeah.
Basically, because I thought it catches the hardcore, the jungle, and the DMB part. It all came in. Yeah, it all came in, Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I think. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like, yeah, 93, 94.
Tell me about the studio experience with Living in Darkness with the legendary Ron Wells, who
Listen.
I love Ron. I love Ron, and we got
What the
someone
man?
very special here, haven't we? Who's going to come in a bit. But explain the studio session of Living in Darkness.
Living in Darkness. Ron did number 2, didn't he? The remix.
Yeah, well, listen, the record, the record's there.
Yeah,
So explain the trajectory of this from, because it's well documented that you made it. You started making it in 91.
yeah, we made it in 91.
Yeah, so go. I want to.
Well,
I want to know.
We had
I want to know.
we had this
everything.
American guy, and Jason hooked him up and said, "Let's make a tune." So we went down to Chelsea somewhere, and we got this tune, and he gave us a couple of beats and stuff. Yeah, no, and we made the original with this guy called I just said his name, I forgot it. Well, we made a tune with his brother. I forgot his name. I just said it, but I can't remember what I said. It came to me and it's gone. But we made it with him, and we're doing record shopping. We got it. We're doing record shopping.
Yeah.
And with Phil was to go Reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember Reading shop. And we said, Phil, we got this tune. We want you to distribute for us and all that.
Right.
Yeah. And he goes, bring it in. So he brought it in. And we had it for a long time, Bill, before we released it. We had it we was the only ones playing it. And then we've done about 10 test presses, give them out to the so-called top DJs.
Yep.
And thing. And we get them and 4 months to play. And then it went off the charts, mate. When we released it.
Yeah.
Couldn't make them quick enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was about 80,000 copies.
Wow, across all those years and the versions, yeah.
There's been 20 something versions, Bill.
Yeah.
Legit versions.
Well, it was a time, wasn't it? If a record blew up, then a first press could easily do 10,000 or 20,000,
Yeah. No, we've done about
and
80.
then if it becomes seminal, they just keep going and going and going and going. What were your memories like of you guys? What were the biggest raves you played at that tune at, or playing it and thinking, wow, we made this, and the reaction?
Fantasia.
Right.
Yeah, down in West Point and all that, what they call it. It's 91 when we played it. 91. And the reaction. You know what I mean? It's just a reaction when the beat used to come in. The people could hear the beat come in. And, you know, we was in Fantasia down in Exeter, and we put that on. Yeah, there was people on the floor sleeping, you know, off their nuts. It was the last set.
Yeah.
Of the night, and then the days used to go until 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You know, it was the last set. We come from somewhere, and we was on doing the last set, and we put that on, and that's when I knew this record is stomping. You know what I mean? And so like I said, I went to Phil. We said, we got this record. He said, bring it to me. You know what I mean? And he done it. And he goes, then down the road, he goes, Ron would like to make a remix.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we went up to Ron's house, and we was in some little bedroom. It was literally, you couldn't get 4 of us in there properly.
Right.
Yeah. And I always remember that because it was so small. But we came out with the version,
the 93
mix,
the 93 remix.
We came out with a 93 mix. But I think I've done the vocals. I think they had a studio Phil had a studio. I think it was at his distribution centre. He had a studio in there, so they took me in there, and I've done the vocals in there.
Can you, and I know you can, but I want it on this podcast, the complete vocals to this tune?
Yeah. What about it?
Can you tell us the vocals to your vocal version?
Can I tell you the vocal? It's about love, isn't it?
It's about love, but when you was interviewed at Rave Story, you told everyone every lyric in it. So,
what do you mean by that? What did I say that for?
Remember at the Rave Story, Jay Folly interviewed you, Fat Controller.
Yeah. Oh, that's how.
Yeah.
That was emotional as well.
That was emotional. What you don't have to sing them, but the lyrics that you penned, please, for the youthful nostalgia in me and my every weekend of like playing this tune. What are the lyrics?
Give me a love that is pure.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the gift of the gods. Devote my entire world. Is it heaven that nothing can touch? Love of a woman I see. Blow me right off of my feet. Pick me up when I am down like a loser and in defeat. True love is true ecstasy. Makes you go weak at the knees. Cannot describe how this feeling is bigger than life is so sweet. Give me a love that is pure and I'll give you the gift of the gods. Devote my entire world. Is it heaven that nothing can touch?
Mate, trust, like there is some, right, you might think, Dan, you're so sentimental, but there is some biblical moments in them. There. Trust me, man, it's like you were connected to something. When you wrote that, I can hear it.
Yeah. Well, I was with my first wife.
Right.
So basically it was kind of dedicated to her, you know what I mean? So it ended up all well.
Yeah.
I mean?
It, mate, like I say, like sometimes music and vocals and lyrics are timeless. And I remember when I used to play in the message board days of old school music, there was a group called Back to the Old School. And me and Sliprat used to get caned in this group for being like the devils of old school, like getting all the bookings and playing all the anthems and stuff like that. And I used to, then I would play the vocal mix and they'd go, "Well, we don't like the vocal mix." And I'd thinking, what are you lot hearing? There is so much emotion and spirit in this tune. I am not having anyone like say anything about this.
You've done it justice, Bill.
And we did it. Well, I'm glad you think I've done it justice.
You did.
Because even if you didn't think that I was doing it justice, I would still play this version because it is literally my favourite. 92, 93, reel off some raves that you guys played that meant so much to you.
The obsessions, the perceptions, pandemoniums. God, what's Mum and Dan at Brighton? I said, love Mensa.
Right, okay, yeah, Stearns,
Stearns, yeah. Stearns. And all of them. And big one, we went everywhere and played. You name a promoter, we've done Help Skills. You know what I mean? I was Dreamscape, that was my first job outside the Top Buzz.
Right, okay.
But Jason used to play, obviously, but I had to be hired
to also MC for others.
Yeah, so he gave me an opportunity to MC for other DJs, which I didn't really. The only person I think I had MC for was Groove Rider.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before that, but I didn't do anybody else. I was like, I'm saving my voice, man. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Money for no love or money. You know what I mean? I just couldn't do it.
Was you going abroad a lot in them
Not
times?
them days. When was the first time we went abroad? No, we went abroad. I think it was Canada.
Right.
I think our first job abroad was Canada, and there's loads of us. There was Mickey Finn. He never got through. Actually, he got sent back.
Right. Okay.
Custom Mickey. There was Chrome and Time. There was LSD there with us. Yeah, about 10 of us was out there, and I think that was our first. Cause remember, it was harder for them because there's 3 of us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so they got
full cat. So we were slow starters on the going abroad thing. You get what I'm saying? And so not until we got to just two of us, it was easier for promoters.
Yeah, when
then.
I first ever went to Canada, right? First, it was actually my son had just been born, and me, Sonia, and our son went. Like I say that like our son would remember. He weren't even one. But we had some friends over there, or my cousin had friends who lived there. So when I got the booking in Canada, we went and had some time there, right? And it was. Do you know what? I think it was me and Zinc, me and DJ. It might not have been, but I'm remembering Zinc for some reason. I know why I'm remembering Zinc, because someone, the DJ before me, played Super Sharp Shooter. People started breakdancing in the middle. It was this illegal warehouse party, and all of a sudden the Canadian ravers started breakdancing, and I was like, wow,
God.
this is a culture I've never seen anyone breakdance in a rave before, and that blew me away. I tell you what tune I really like that you guys did, where you say the sun, the rain, the moon, and the stars. That was a tune. And now, me of all musical geeks, let me look here. What was that called? The sun, the rain, the moon, and the stars.
That was for Orange, wasn't it?
Oh, I can't remember. I hope someone says in YouTube to save me quickly so I can quickly read what they're saying.
I think that was Orange. It's something we done for Orange.
No, it was on Basement. It was on Basement Records.
The sun.
The sun, the rain, the moon, and the stars.
Was it The Walk?
The Walk. What a tune. Pat. What a...
And like when we were making them to The Walk, the Maintainers, they were different tunes to what was out there.
Yeah, they were, mate. They were fresh.
Like I said, over the years, they have become classic.
Yeah.
Fabio's favourite tune of ours is not. He goes, it's not Living Darkness, but it's Maintainer.
Yeah, mine's The Walk. Like I love The Walk.
Yeah. We made that. The what? Where did we make? No, I made Fantasia with my brother.
Yeah. What was that tune? Jungle Techno. J to the U to the N to the G to the L. You're on it.
Criminal Mind.
No, that was DJ. I'm sure it was DJ XC. I play it out. You're on the vocal.
Well, I didn't know about that.
Jungle Techno.
I didn't realise it was me.
J to the U to the N to the G to the L to the E. The Pussy.
No, that wasn't me.
I'm sure that if we look on Discogs, that's you.
Nah,
it sounds like you.
I didn't make that.
Right.
I done something with Phil, what he never released.
Right.
I think, but the only other thing was Criminal Minds.
Right.
We done a track with them. The C, the R, the I, the M, the I, the N, the A,
when we're done, I'm going to play this tune, and you're going to say, because I've always believed it to be you.
They might have sampled it somewhere.
And if it ain't you, then all of you other geeks out there, you have finally caught me out on a piece of history that I have absolutely...
That's not me. I don't remember making that. I remember making Criminal Minds. I made something for Orange in the early days.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't
You
know.
can't
Somebody
remember.
sampled it. And I made... I didn't make it. They sampled me. They sorted me out.
Yeah.
It's the way.
Yeah. I'm just going to change the subject a little bit onto Jason. And his wife's turned up. His wife's come round. Yeah, Dylan's here. Yeah, and I think she's going to come in and sit with us in a bit if they can hear us out there. The girls are chin wagging away. You and Jason's endearing personality between you both, and your aura between you both, and something that really caught me when me and Sonia found that clip of you both on Music Mondays. We're on Music Mondays now, but that was from like 15 years ago.
Oh, right.
You and Jay were up when we had when we was on
Where
Cool
was it?
FM.
Where was it?
In Tottenham. The studio was in Tottenham.
Oh, in the back of the wheel. Yes, Tottenham Owl.
Yeah. And near Music House Cutting Room, and basically like Jason's personality was just incredible, and I told his wife this last week when she called me, and I've shared it before anyway, that it was Jason who planted the seed for me to stop drinking.
All right.
Right. So obviously I'm coming up to 7.5 years. Right.
That's good. That's good.
And basically what happened was me, Jason and his wife invited me and Sonia to a comedy night that they put on for charity.
All
right. And Jason, in his way, and you'll get this more than anyone, he kind of said he introduced me to a mate, and he kind of said, Dan's got a little problem with the bottle, with the sauce. But he didn't say it in a nasty way.
Yeah.
He said it in this really concerned but
way.
almost jokey way.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me.
That's good.
It really, really stuck with me that, hang on a minute, this really humble, intelligent, charismatic guy has just said this. And that stuck with me, Pat. And then when I found the footage of you two, and Sonia's got the full 30 minutes on a hard drive, which we're gonna get for you all, but just the way you were with each other, just that friendship and that love, like. Explain like your connection with Jay and his personality.
My connection with like Jay was good. The one I love about Jay, he can talk. Yeah, Jay can talk. So I used to see Jay as the front man. Out of the three of us, because me and Mikey was just in the background, what Mark said, but we should leave it all to Jason.
Right, okay.
Because of the way we was coming.
Which is strange for an MC.
Yeah, I know, but it's his job what he had.
Right,
when
okay.
He's working as an estate agent and all that. And
so he had the...
Yeah.
I get it.
And you know, he understood words, he wasn't divvy, you know what I mean? He knew what he was talking about. So we just left it to him.
Right.
Yeah, so people used to see, like, Jason the front man, he talks and all that. Now, when there's a bit of trouble, it's my turn to say.
I bet it was.
Bet it was. So you got the good man and the bad cop. You get what I'm saying?
Bad cop,
so people like kind of laid with me as, oh, he's hard to work with. I'm not hard to work with. Just don't take the piss. Because I don't stand for it. Because I don't think I'm coming from my mother's situation.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. That's always going to be in you.
Yeah, always in there. So that was,
I
have to say, control ourselves. Good mate, nobody take the piss out of us.
Because I get that from your brother as well. Like I can see that you both stand tall. Because what you've been through. And I completely and utterly get that. Like,
and, and growing up on the streets the way we did. You know what I mean? I know a lot of promoters coming off the streets, but, you know, living the path I went through was a bit tough. With my mother thing as well, on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, tell me about Jason's vision and vibe and feeling for music. How his thought process as a DJ, music entrepreneur. Because he was a music entrepreneur as well, the way he could move about.
Jason loved music. He loved music from before he met me. You know what I mean? Because he's a Greek man listening to Funky Express and all that. You get what I'm saying? So I knew Jason, he loved his beats and he can spot a beat. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Where he lacked in certain things, he had extra powers in other things, like listening to tunes and all that, and when we used to make the tunes. You know what I mean? I used to say this and that, say this and that. And I used to think, what's he talking about? And I have to listen double hard to what he's trying to tell me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But he could pick it up quick. You get what I'm saying? So his love of music was out of this world. You know what I mean? He'd sit down and talk with you for ages about music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I won't talk about nothing about music. You know what I mean? Because that's not me. Like I said, I don't know the names of half the records I had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Jason was the one for that. You know what I mean? Mikey was just there.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I can say. You know what I mean? Because when we became synonymous is when Mikey went away.
Right, okay.
When he went to prison and all that. Yeah, we became bigger because he met Neville as well.
Yeah.
But he had a holiday booked in
Right.
Ibiza. He was going to check out Ibiza. See
Right,
what that's
okay.
all about. Him and Monty, the manager, they went to Ibiza. So me and Jason were there two done the job.
Right.
Then Mikey got cured and went away.
Right,
92
okay.
and everything. He went away. I'm sure it was 92. He went away, but then we became hot.
Right.
Yeah, we became hot, very hot.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So Mikey weren't really there. So it was like the good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
it always happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it ended up with Jason and me. You know what I mean? We stopped doing certain things, the bad things, and concentrate on the music
Yeah.
and getting ourselves.
What year did Jason start going into the garage direction?
That was after the breakup. No, they broke up. They come around my house.
Right, so tell me about. Okay,
Yeah.
can I delve into the breakup? I don't want to delve too deep, but tell me about the breakup and what
The
year
breakup.
that was.
It was 94, innit? 94, 95, going to 90, to the garage thing. You got the garage thing was just coming in.
Yeah.
And they come around and said to me that they wanted to go a different direction.
Right, Mikey and Jay.
Mikey, both of them, yeah.
Right.
Jay got influence, as far as I'm concerned. You get what I'm saying? He got influenced by Mikey. But, like, I said to them, look, we've got all these jobs to do. That's what hurt me the most. We've got all these jobs to do.
Yeah.
Let's do the jobs and don't take no more bookings on the top ones.
Right.
And then you lot go your way, and I'll go and do my MCing. I'll go and do some MCing because I wasn't going into the garage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I was been on a few of the raves, but I wasn't going into it to say that I want to be part of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, so it's 94, 95. We split up. You know what I mean? They went off doing their thing. You know, they were doing their thing. And yeah.
And that was it. It
That
kind
was
of
it.
fell aside.
Fell
They went
aside.
off with their because the garage become huge, didn't it?
Yeah, it did in the end, but it wasn't. It was not. It was a scene I wasn't.
You weren't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it like that. I felt it. I've been to a few dances like you know what I mean. You know, we used to go out and do top buzz, and Jason would have one of his JK raves to do, and after the time I had to stay in the car.
Right. Okay.
I didn't even go in the club with him.
Right.
I've been in a lot of clubs with him. Yes, I've even been on the mic on House and Garage
Right,
for Jason
right.
loads of times, about 10 times at least over the years.
When did you then, within the old school and the legacy scene, when did you and Jason reconnect and top buzz?
All right.
Because
I came out of prison.
Hang on, you didn't have much time out as top buzz because you were still doing it. How long out did you all have from top buzz?
I had
So
2 years and 5 years I had that.
Going prison.
Yeah, going prison. 5 years.
Right.
When I got nicked. Yeah, 5 years. 2 years and a 3 year.
What did you go away for?
Selling drugs.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, selling drugs. So Class A drugs. So I went away. So when I come out, about 3 years, a couple of years after I come out, I started Majika. As much as people hate him, when I come out of prison, he gave me a lot of work.
Yeah.
Up in Birmingham, the golf clubs and things. He got me back on the map. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Then one of our friends phoned me one day. Because Patrick, I've got a few bookings for Top Buzz, you know. What are you saying about getting back with Jason and Mikey? So I said, look, Nicky, I'll go back with Jason, but I'm not going back with Mikey.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going back nowhere near him. I ain't touching him. You know what I mean? So me and Jason agreed. Jason went and talked to Mikey. Mikey told Jason, you look, go and do what you're doing, mate. You know,
Yeah.
because he left Jason
Right.
on the grass scene. They were supposed to be friends. He's left Jason.
Right.
Yeah, and gone and shot off with what are they called?
It was Mikey B, Timmy
Spoonie.
Magic, and
yeah,
Spoonie.
It was Dream Team, wasn't it? Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Yes,
yeah, they did legendary things. They did amazing things, didn't they? Good, yeah.
So Mikey's gone off to do his Dream Team and all that, and Jason was on his own, doing his own
Right.
thing.
Okay.
But as you know, Jason met up with certain other people to make Garage Nation in the end. So it worked out better for him. Well,
Yeah.
I beg to differ about that, but he was in a better position. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Right.
So we got back. Nicky phoned me and said, there's some jobs. People from promoters, they want to book you Top Buzz. You want to get back? So I said, yeah. So me and Jason agreed. You know what I mean? And we started working again in 2007.
Brilliant. Do you know what the mad thing is, though, Pat?
And
maybe, I guess, really because your name and the buzz that you created and the depth of the music that you stood for, it doesn't feel like that you was out of the game for that
it doesn't.
long. Like,
It doesn't.
like you've,
It
like that's
doesn't.
like I
5 years.
like I swear, like there hasn't been on the old school scene
Yeah.
that there hasn't been. Because because let's say the old school scene really started kicking off like 97, 98. I feel like there hasn't been 5 years where I didn't see you lot.
They were still doing Top Buzz, weren't they? But it wasn't the same, obviously.
Right.
Because I'm not there. Cause the Top Buzz voice ain't there. So at the end of the day, so it weren't the same. And people going, then like Mikey, people were saying like, when Jason was playing, or Mikey used to go and do single work and all that as Top Buzz, and people saying that ain't Top Buzz, that's Dream Team, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so there was a whole it was just confusing for you all.
Confusion.
It was just confusing for you all.
Yeah, and then the other MCs were MCing instead of me, and the crowd weren't having it.
Yeah, I guess it's hard with such a legacy thing where it sort of circles back to how I introduced you, like when your charisma and your eccentricness is so unique to you, like you're just like one of a kind. Yeah. So as like even though you're saying Jason was the front man in the work and the chat. It would be so hard to. There's not another Mad P.
There's no another Mad P.
Yeah. Like as you know, like now when you go out and do your legacy sets, Jay Cunning, Ratty, they're so they know your old sets and your styles inside out. But it needs you to
be doing it. Yeah, it did.
If you could psychoanalyze your MC style, because it's so unique, Pat.
No, Bill,
seriously, dude. Like, what is the vibe? Like, what do you think?
What is, Bill? It's even the Funky Express days.
Yeah,
I wasn't spitting bars or trying to spit bars over reggae. I was doing it over soul. Yeah. So it's a different, you know, beats. You make records, our BPMs are different.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But so my side of chat was slower kind of thing and more distinctive. And that's what I loved about it. So I used to say I'm environmental friendly.
Yeah.
Because you've got a big audience in front of you. There's all different creeds and races in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can get them out and go, blah, 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 blah. Like,
it's not you.
Half the people don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's not you.
That's not me. I want people to hear me. I call myself a poet because it's poetry. You know what I mean? That's why I class myself as a poet. You know what I mean? And it's all about the bars and rap. A lot of people don't know the definition of rap. It's rhythmic American poetry.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I hooked onto that and I kept my style. And I said, I'm not changing it. Now Snoop Dogg never changed his style before he got big.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He's that lazy style of his, He's kept to it till he's massive. So then people influence me. You know what I mean? Redman is one of my favourite MCs.
Yeah, I've got Redman records along here.
Yeah. He's one of my biggest influences. Yeah, so I said, let me keep this thing where everybody can understand me. Yeah, simple. And I said, let me talk about life.
Yeah.
Where everybody can recognize. Imagine a man stopped me and goes, never trust a girl if she looks at you with lust in her eyes. You should know what to do. He goes to me, I was banging my missus to that last.
Really?
Yeah. I go, wow, brother. And the missus is there with him.
Wow. That is wow, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a wow factor. You know what I mean? I love it. I see little kids in cars with their dads spitting my bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think it's good, man, because everybody can understand what I'm saying.
Your presence up there on stage is magical. Like when I played on Saturday, it just happened like a dream, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it was my first ever time playing for Nev, right?
I know.
And we're both like...
He talks to me.
Yeah.
Nev talks to me. He asked me about it. I said, no, man, Billy's a good teacher.
Yeah, do you know what, with Nev, right? And I think he's just... my heritage is so deep in London. And I got Nev to come and talk at a Rave Story event. And I just clicked with Nev like that. Because like I said to you earlier, like... all my closest people are 15, 20 years older than me. They're the ones who started me, the ones I look up to. And straight away I caught Nev. Straight away, I caught Nev's honourability.
Yeah, man.
The
Straight
way
up,
he is.
straight up and
Like,
down, man.
I caught him straight away. So I made sure that my first ever gig with him, like he got the full
works, yeah.
full showmanship.
Like I was outside, Bill, having a cigarette.
Right.
And so I got Billy's in there killing it.
Yeah. So Danny Lyons was on the mic. Danny's worked with me many times.
Yeah.
Like we're like brothers. We get on so well. And you could not have made it up. Like I played Dub War.
Yeah.
Come to the front of the stage.
Yeah,
My first ever time in. Bring the noise for Nev, Danny, boom, boom, boom. And I've looked, and literally before I walked out on the stage to get on the mic, like halfway through the set, I queued up "Living in Darkness" vocal mix, right? And I've gone to the front of the stage, and I've looked out the side of my eye, and I've gone, "Don't you move? do not move. We are gonna have a moment."
Wicked.
And music's magic like that. Like music's magic like that, especially when you feel that connected to something.
Yeah.
And it was just mate. It was like, and it is mad how it works.
It was
Pat.
mad. It was mad. That was a mad moment.
Yeah,
man,
because the week before I was in Manchester.
All right.
And it was a really young crowd, and it was a 3-hour set, and I didn't have an MC, so I hosted the whole thing myself. And the emotion when I played "Living in Darkness" vocal mix, I just had to pull it back and tell the kids the story and let them know, like, Jason's not with us no more.
Yeah.
And then the following week, the following week was Epidemic, where I see you all at Epidemic.
Yeah.
Of course, I played it at Epidemic. Of course, I did. And then this weekend, what better place than Amnesia House and you being up there,
coming at the right time.
Yeah, and my brain is actually now telling me that because that version that I play is like an edit I've done for myself.
You've done it,
so is it like
you go straight into the vocal? I thought it was different.
But I'm now thinking. And Ron, if you're listening, would you have the vocals to that? I want to do another edit where I actually rearrange it so your vocal happens twice.
All right, not just once.
Not just in the one part. What DJs now do you check for? What DJs within our world or out of our world do you think? Oh, I love their vibe.
I like Swank Out.
We love Dan.
I had to give him some advice about his making of tunes and all that. You get what I'm saying? About the sampling and all that sort of stuff. Let the samplings go. If you know what you're doing in your keyboards, you can make it on sound. So that was a good advice I give to him. So I will do a bit of work with him. I've got another job coming up with him.
We love, like, I have a few, we all have WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
What have you seen? A record that you like? Look at.
There's something in my phone I need to get
Yeah,
out.
I get it. Yeah, so with Dan, I love Dan. There's an handful of us in a group, in a WhatsApp group. Pete Cannon, Danny Arkin, Jay Cunning, T-Cuts, and we just talk about new music and all the new hardcore and jungle. So I'm really proud that you're saying Swank Out because I love what he does. He's really authentic and really good with it.
I like the Professor, the man I call the Professor, DJ Fades.
Oh, listen, Fades is unreal on the ones and twos.
He's unreal. And obviously, me and Ratty's blown up now.
Yeah.
Because I just got a job this morning for me and Ratty again. You get what I'm saying? We've blown up, and I do a little bit with Tim Ryan as well.
Yeah. I love how Ratty I can really feel the passion in Ratty.
Yeah, man.
At the moment, so like I'm a big advocate of Ratty. So we had him at Rave Story. He was up at Epidemic the other week.
Yeah.
And Ratty knows this. Ratty's coming up in a few weeks, and what I love about Ratty, so like a lot of times people say to Sonia when they book me, who would Dan like on the bill, or is there anyone Dan would advise other and I always say Ratty. and because the reason being is it's such a contrasting style to what I do.
And
the other,
I think you need that though, Bill.
yeah, you need that on nights because it can't just be
all happy or hard.
Yeah, it's got to be a real mixture,
like the old days.
Yeah, and I really noticed with Ratty, our rave story and some other gigs, the passion's there.
Yeah, oh, man.
The fire is there, Pat. Like I can feel it from the deck.
He worries too much though before he plays a set. That's why I tell him, calm down, right? You've done this a million times before. You know what I mean? That's Ratty.
Well, listen.
That's Ratty.
What did I say to you earlier? I'm nervous about doing this out of excitement as well. Even though, like everyone who sits in that chair, I've worked with and played with and sat around the dinner table with, and I still get nervous, excited. Jay Cunning is another one.
Yeah, he's another one I like. I've done. I'm doing like your thing. I can't wait for that. But Jay's a lovely guy, man.
Yeah, Jay Cunning's a real.
Was it? Did I jump on with you at his party?
Jake, I think you might have done.
I
think his party was brilliant, wasn't it? Right, so Jay Cunning, right? Jay Cunning's a real historian of all of the history of this thing. And to be fair, I would probably take on the chin that he could out geek me with records and vinyl and stuff, right? I would give that to Jay. I would give that to Jay because
a really nice guy,
because he's so deep into
his music,
to the thing. But Jay had a 50th birthday. And he had
really good.
Who else could do like? Not many people could do a private 50th birthday and have me, Pat, LSD, Criminal Minds, Nicky Blackmarket. It was just like it was just all of these.
Really, really good. I really enjoyed the day. The crowd is lovely,
and it was brilliant. And I'd had a gig during the day, and then I had to get there to Jay's later, and I went in. LSD, Jake, everyone was just in full party mode. Is everyone here?
Full party mode.
Yeah, mate. It was absolutely brilliant. Tell me about your cooking, because like the way
you must have read my mind.
The way in which on that video that I put up, you and like Jason's just like, Pat, mate, the #1 black chef. Like,
listen, man. You know what? Because I got into the music, the scene. Bored. I was bored in the days. I did like cooking.
Right, okay, yeah.
I did like cooking. I was bored. I see an advert in the paper. Come and train to be a chef and get qualifications. With Prue Leaf. You know Prue Leaf?
I don't.
Yeah, she's a goddess for cooking.
Right, okay.
Yeah? I went to her academy. You know what I mean? So her academy, they were dealing with fine dining, Bill. Right. Not no takeaway, everyday takeaway, proper fine dining. And I was there for about 15 months because it went over.
Right.
Because they were closing down for something. We went over, they kept us on for a double shift. And I was working and getting paid.
Yeah.
But I was cooking, I was doing the fine dining, and I was cooking for some top people. I'm talking about the Queen. I've ended up cook for the Queen, Gordon Brown, Theresa May, Donald Trump. Yeah,
wow.
Guys, I've cooked for them people. I've actually moved Donald Trump plate, and I served. I was doing all the prepping, to serve out. This one, Donald Trump, is special. He's got some dietary thing, you know what I mean? So I cook. It's through the academy. Well, I got through to that. They used to take me to speak because everybody that loved my story, where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying, Bill? Yeah, where I'm coming from. They liked all that.
Yeah,
and to see that this boy's done good. You get what I'm saying? So they used to take me on personal events and stuff like that. So and I just fell in love with cooking, and I stuck to the fine dining.
Yeah.
But then when I started up my own little business, I mix and blend.
Yeah. So Pat, tell me, right? So like you're creative with your lyrics, and just like your uniqueness in your delivery. Do you also attribute like creativity to your cooking and
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like
that's what I'm saying, Bill. Because now I've learned the fine dining, and I'm gonna set up my own business. I put it under my mum's name,
right?
And it's called Cynthia's Fusion.
Right. Okay.
And that's the Caribbean and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's Caribbean. I'm saying the Caribbean and the rest of the world because I go to many countries and nick menus,
right? Okay.
Traditional foods and all that, and I'll go and do that. So I started that, and that's done well.
Yeah,
Bill, do you know how much cakes I've taken to raise?
Go on.
Oh my God, man! Must be going on in the last couple of years about 80.
Wow.
I bring cakes and deliver them to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the vegan rum cake that's made me so much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so much money. Even Saturday, I brought 2 up to Amnesia. And a couple of people phoned me 2 days before.
I'm glad I didn't see him. I would have bet.
Oh God, man! Bill Evans had one. You know what I mean? And Laura, I made 2. But I made about 80, Bill. I drag them along with me. People want them. I buy it. So that's put me on a pedestal.
Yeah.
You know, because I've made loads in the last. The girl gave me the recipe about 7 years ago.
Right.
I haven't got one of the big industrial ovens in my kitchen. I had to bring it in for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, my mate give it to me for Christmas, and I can get 8 cakes in at a time.
Creativity is a wonderful thing, isn't it? When you find something you love.
Yeah.
When you find something you love, there's a passion. How you can then turn that. It's therapeutic, isn't it?
It's that's what I said to people. It's therapeutic. Cooking for me is therapeutic.
Yeah.
I love it. I love doing it. My missus, my wife, she goes, you're always upset when you ain't cooking.
Yeah, yeah. I get it. Mate, I get it because
we have little riffs.
When you're not cooking.
When I'm not cooking.
Wow.
I mean, she loves it. She goes, Pat, I can cook, but I can't cook like you. You crack on. I'll wash up.
Yeah, mate, because like the other thing as well is like over the years, we all love knowing a chef.
Yeah.
We all love knowing the bloke who owns a restaurant or do you know what I mean? Or a dinery or something trendy.
Yeah.
So and chefs fit into that same thing as like music producers or people because it is a creative
thing. Yes.
It's a creative thing.
I had a restaurant.
Right.
Up in Dalston there.
Right.
Sandringham Road. My friend said, Pat, look, my friend's giving us a restaurant. I want you to come and you can control it. You run it. You do the menus and everything. We had it for a little while, but we fell out with the owner.
Right, okay.
He wanted to go a new direction. You know, he tried to take liberty with us. He tried to do something. He promised us something to do a festival, like Alexander Palace.
Right, a food festival.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
and he gave it to somebody else.
Right.
And I said, you know what, I'll finish with you, mate. You know what I mean? I walked away from it. But I did have a restaurant for about 18 months.
Yeah. What have you got in the pipeline, MC-wise, recording-wise?
Next stop is... I got a job this morning, actually.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was somebody phoned this morning. I got Back to 95.
Yeah. Because you play all of them, didn't you? Back to 95.
Yes. I get most of them now. Mikey, he used to be part of Top Buzz.
Right.
You got to say he branched away from us to do his thing with the radios, London Underground station, and the rest is history for Mikey. And I love him to the bits. He's godfather for my son.
Right. Okay.
You know
so you're very
Mikey
very
B
close,
was a godfather for my son.
Yeah. So you're very close.
Yeah, we're very close. Yeah. So he just gives me work. He knows I come. I got the Quest thing. Is it Quest?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
They're going back home. I don't know if you played Quest.
No.
Wow, Bill.
No.
So that was a place, mate.
Yeah. Well, do you know what it is? I think it's like it's that London thing and the Midlands thing.
Yeah.
It's like took 35 years to get onto with Neville.
Yeah.
So there is actually, even though I play 2 to 5 times a weekend.
Yeah.
But there's still a few heritage things that I haven't played, and I get it because. Like, if I wasn't part of that then and I was part of other things, then
You're still working other places,
I don't expect
there's a lot of places you play that I haven't played. I ain't played
at...
there's only one place I want to play I haven't done. I've been to it. and that's Glastonbury.
Ah, right, yeah.
I've never played there, but I've been to it because my friend's mum used to have a stall down there.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah,
isn't it?
So that's the last one I need to tick off in England. I've done all the others, Haciendas, all the iconic venues.
Yeah.
I've done them. You get what I'm saying? But like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an expectancy that everyone should have me. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind of. Do you know what it is? And it might be age and it might be time. We end up being just comfortable in our own skins and our own ways and what we do. So it's like I'm just always happy with where my heritage and history takes me, as opposed, when we're all younger and you want to be on everything.
Everything, you
have to be on everything. It almost like. It's almost like a boost of who you are, and but we're not in the 90s anymore.
That's right. We're in the 2025s.
We're not in the 90s.
I got to say, one thing I am sure of: not everybody likes me. You can't be liked by everybody.
You can't
Bill.
be liked. It's impossible.
Impossible to be liked by everybody. So you take what you can get. If they Chalky come up to me one day at Scala. I left my house late to come and see Criminal Minds with Zach and all that at Scala for Orange. Now, it got to 6 o'clock time, near 6 o'clock time, and Chalky's come up to me. He goes, Pat, my throat is gone. Can you do Groove Rider set? It's the last set of the night. Right. So I go, you need to go and check it out with my man, runs
with
Orange.
The promoter, you can't just step up.
You can't just step up. You need to go. And when Chalky went to, this is what he done.
Right.
Is he going to start all that swearing and all that?
Right, so he didn't get it,
He goes, I'll talk to him, man. Don't worry, I'll talk to him. I forgot the guy's name. He runs Orange, yeah?
Right, okay.
Yeah, Chris.
Chris,
Chris.
Big up Chris, yeah.
So I went in there with Groove Rider, smashed the granny out of it.
Yeah,
Everybody
good.
Give me a hand of fire, and he looked at me and went,
proper. That's the thing, Pat. Like, you can't be liked by everyone, because you know what the worst thing is? If you become a people pleaser, then that's when you become fake.
You're not being yourself,
mate. You'd rather have 50 to 70% of people go, you know what, Bunter or Pat, they stand up, and 30% of people who don't like you because you might have had a run-in or you might have told them straight about themselves.
That's
because
right.
they may have been a certain way, and you've gone, wait a minute, I'm not having that. Like me and you, we're done, or you're not a bit of me.
Yeah.
Because
it's not meant to be.
Me and you are in a world that can be very fickle.
It's fickle.
People are too willing to please. And I always say this: if people don't like me, or I go home to the same missus of 30 years, same best friend from school, same mobile number since 1993, go round my mum's every Sunday. I don't need you to like me.
That's right.
My kids come to this house virtually every day. One of them lives here. One of them's here nearly every day. I don't need your acceptance if I don't like you.
Yeah.
So it don't matter if you don't like me or not.
But you know what hurt me,
and I'm with you on that.
No, I'm going to tell you one thing. Yeah. You know what hurt me and Jason?
Go on.
When you lot done your first gig in with all epidemic and this, and we weren't on the bill.
What one was that?
The first one, the aquarium.
Oh,
but why ain't we on the bill?
I did have you lot back. I did have
you
at
had
the
me
aquarium.
Back
I had you.
No bill. You lot were going out there. You had epidemic. You had your thing. You had Slip Max thing. You had.
Did I hurt you?
Yeah, you hurt us.
Are we gonna have a cuddle now? But that weren't intended. That works. I didn't like the pair of you.
How the heck? I paid for all of these geezers, and not one of them was taking us.
And we didn't have you on the first one.
Wouldn't have us on it. It's an old school rave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mean beginning. Old school rave. It's not old school without toppers.
Yeah, it was not. Whatever happened there, it was nothing personal.
But
you took it that way.
We took it personally.
You took
it personally. We took it personally. Me and Jason took it personally.
Yeah, but we've had a cuddle.
But you've all. I've worked for you all again.
Yeah.
You all come back. Grant. All of you.
Everyone, yeah.
Dugsy, all of you, you've all used me again.
Yeah, well, we don't call it using.
No,
that sounds like-
employed me then.
No, they're not even employing.
You've brought me back in.
We've all
You brought us back in. You brought us back in.
How am I going to frame it as a promoter? We've all utilised your impeccable talents. That's what we've done. We've all utilised your impeccable talents to ignite the rave with your charisma and your unique
Use me, man.
Right? Oh, don't call it using like that. It don't sound right. The internet, Pat.
Yeah.
How do you? Right, I'm not going to influence your words. How do you see the internet in promoting ourselves and the music in the modern world?
It's the only way forward, isn't it? It's the only way forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like the new gen.
Yeah.
I was a bit clearer, but now I'm understanding it's the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only way forward, mate.
Yeah.
You have to use it.
1 million percent.
For everything, promoting, DJing, anything. Your records, it's got your internet.
Yeah. I'm absolutely down with it. Like it has become a topic of these every week. Whether it's you, whether it's Vibes, whether it's Frost. I have to ask that question because we do have people of our age group who seem to think that the internet's a curse, when actually it helps us. Look what we're doing now. It helps us connect with everyone.
To a wider audience.
Yeah, we've got Jason's wife with Sonia, and she's not coming in. She doesn't want to. Yeah. We got. I have texted and say, is she coming in? But we love her to bits.
Well, we got. Why was she coming though? We got a few bits to sort out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Jason's got a stack of tracks up at Juice Man.
Right, with Juice Man.
Yeah,
okay.
we've got a lot of tracks with Juice Man, what we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to be sorted out. And we've got the book to sort out.
Will she regret not coming in for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't think. I've texted her and Sonia, and they're both like, no, not coming in. But yeah, there's so much music that Jason made.
Yeah.
A book.
Yeah.
Documentaries.
All of that. We've got footage.
Yeah. So is she coming in? Right. Okay. You talk, Pat. Well, I just get a chair for her. Oh, you're not gonna. Right, come on then.
Come in.
Come and see us. Right, let me get the correct camera on so everyone. Oh no, you're there, so everyone can see you.
Hello, everybody.
Don't. You're gonna start me off, and I'm gonna cry. But no, don't start. So
we got a vision. She's got a vision for us.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yes.
tell it, Dee.
Tell us.
Well, it's in the pipeline. I'm going to do a Jason and say, just watch this space. Yeah,
What-
we've got lots of plans.
Lots of yeah.
Jason did. There's lots of projects that Jason has done and finished. Well done that we need to finish off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We're gonna crack on because you want to do documentaries, you want to do books, you want all this music out.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
And it's amazing to have you both there. And
Yeah,
I feel like
I
I'm
got
gonna
her
cry.
back, man.
I feel like I'm gonna.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we've got lots of things, mate. So keep watching this space, everybody.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad that you come in now because I'm sure if you come in half an hour ago, I'd be blubbering away. I would literally be blubbering away for the whole 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm glad she come in there, Pat.
Yeah, nice.
Because my eyes are welling up, mate.
Yeah, man.
They're such a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And I just see her eyes there going, and I was like,
I used to go out with her sister.
Really?
Before Jason met, when I was at junior school.
Yeah, junior school, eh?
Yeah. And when I came out of prison, they go, I'm going out with this girl, you know her sister. And when he told me, I went, what?
Yeah, wow.
Wow. Then I met Dylan because she wasn't about when I was going out with her sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Her older sister. You know what I mean? I said, wow, yeah, man, well done, Jay. I like her.
Yeah,
You know what I
lovely,
mean?
lovely. Pat, that just flew by, mate.
Yeah, man. I can't believe I sat in there and chat for 2 hours.
For 2 hours, it just flew by, and it's ended up on a very emotional.
Can I just say one thing, Bill? I've got
Go
to
on,
say it because they told me, asked me to say it. Music in the Park in Colchester, May the 3rd. Catch me there.
Say that again, mate. Where?
Music in the Park,
Music in the Park.
Colchester.
Music in the Park. What about
And also, don't forget, I'm at Unity Son, Ratty, and Unity and
with
Cunning.
Ratty and Jay Cunning,
Cunning.
at Unity in the
And I'm
Sun?
making my debut there.
Where you just said music in the park, I just thought time to get some jungle in the field. Pat, sorry. Right, what are your favourite catchphrases before we go? Ending on an uplifting.
Ooh la la! Wow!
Ooh la
How
la,
massive
wow.
is that? You know what I mean? And like I said, not everybody can like me. Is the next thing I use a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Peace and perfect harmony. I love that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, when I see the crowd nice and everybody, you know what I mean? It's just beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all of my lyrics I make from my heart.
Yeah.
I've got books and books of them,
Brilliant.
Bill. You know what I mean? And stuff. And I've got it on disc as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah.
Well, Pat, I love you, and I love that you're out there with Ratty, Fades, Jay Cunning,
Cunning,
Swank
Swank
out.
Out.
I'm really happy, and your legacy and Jason's legacy and Top Buzz legacy is so amazing
Yeah.
and so important, and I'm pleased that you're out there with that. With the style and with DJs behind you who understand Jason's style.
Yeah.
I'm pleased that Jason's wife has all these plans.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and you know, she's got so many people who are gonna help her
Yep.
and really want to see all the things that she's doing come to fruition. So I love you. I love you all. And thank you for coming, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you so much.
Everybody be